Sip Vinita, Sip Sagai, Sip Neera, Sip Paratima, Sip Ashok, Sip Rajendraji, Sip Rekha, Sip Lakshmi. Good evening and welcome all of you to the call. Administrator, the question of today's discussion, please. What is the connection between yoga and Satchitananda? Yesterday, if you remember, I promised you all that I will contemplate, because many of you were asking that and confusing the two, and we are not sure as to how we should relate yoga and Satchitananda. So today we are getting into the discussion, what is the connection between yoga and Satchitananda? Who is going to explain this? We have got so many spiritual champions. Who is going to attempt? What is the connection, the relation, the bond between yoga and Satchitananda? We've been talking about this for many days, but we have no clarity. Is yoga and Satchitananda the same? Is yoga higher than Satchitananda? Is Satchitananda higher than yoga? What is the connection? What is the bond between the two? So who is going to try? I'm waiting for my spiritual champions. Administrator put up the question again, though Bliss will speak. So Bliss is going to try. I think she must have typed it. What is the connection? What is the connection between yoga and Satchitananda?
Hi, Shvam dear.
Shivam, Bliss, tell me.
I think yoga is the way, the road to lead us to Satchitananda.
So yoga is the way to Satchitananda. Okay, good. Why did you say that? Would you like to explain, or would you like others to guess? Why is yoga the way to Satchitananda? Some people say Satchitananda is the way to yoga.
Yes, because when we are in yoga, you overcome the thought, and we live in consciousness, and we understand the truth, and it goes from one yoga to another yoga. We get more peaceful, and peaceful is the way to reach Satchitananda, according to me.
No, good effort. Thank you, Bliss. Bliss has made an effort. I call this a spiritual champion. A spiritual champion is one who comes and tries to be a champion in spiritual question. And it's a big question. Yesterday, if you ask me, I don't know. I don't know. I have not paid attention. I never contemplated yoga, Satchitananda. What is yoga? What is Satchitananda? What is the connection? Girish, thank you. Thank you, Bliss, Girish and Ashok Nichan.
Yoga is something you do, but Satchitananda is being. It is not something you do.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, what is the connection? Therefore, the question of today's discussion is, what is the connection?
Satchitananda is ultimate state. It is the nature of Ishvara.
Very good. And what about yoga?
Yoga, as Ruh, you always in connection with the Paramatma.
So what is the connection of the two? So please apply your...
I am unable to answer that.
No, you will answer. See, Girish, let me explain to you. Do you know why you are unable to answer? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Let me explain to you.
Yes.
Because while you're trying to answer, the mind is bombarding you with thoughts. So you are not able to answer because you are not still. Now, don't worry about anybody's answer. Just be still. Be in consciousness. And ask yourself, yoga, Satchitananda connection. Yoga, Satchitananda, without thinking. Don't think. No, why you're not able to answer? Because you're trying to think. Don't think. Don't think. Be still. And you will get the answer. Now, in a matter of moment, you will get the answer. Just be yoga, Satchitananda, yoga, yoga, Satchitananda, yoga. Be still. Ashok Nishani.
Sure, Sarji.
Shivam.
Sarji, yoga is being in union with God
Very good.
all the time.
Very good.
All the time you are connected to God.
Very good.
And Satchit Anand is first you have to realize self-realization, then God realization to reach Satchit Anand. So yoga is a degree which you have to pass to reach Satchit Anand.
That is what
Without yoga, you will not reach straight away to Satchit Anand.
Why?
Reach Satchit Anand, you have to pass that being in yoga, being connected to God.
Okay. Suppose I agree with you. Suppose because you are saying the same thing what Bliss told, because the same thing you are telling us, Bliss, I agree with you. Explain to me why.
Because to reach Satchit Anand, you have to be in consciousness.
Okay. So?
All the time you have to be in consciousness.
So?
Then only you can reach Satchit Anand.
Okay. So what's the connection? What is the connection?
Satchit, to be in Ananda.
What is the connection, Ashok?
I can't hear you, Saji.
What is the connection? What is the connection?
The connection is without being in yoga, you cannot, that is a class you have to pass and go forward, the path.
Okay, I'm listening to you. I'm not able to learn the answer from you to give the group. Let me ask Master Chidanand. Chidanand.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Satchitananda is a swarup of Sip.
Okay.
If we try to define in words what is Sip, then we just come to a conclusion, it is Satchitananda. Okay. Yoga is the probability or the possibility happening only in human birth. Because it is a process, is the only process by which you are able to link, you are able to appreciate and realize Sip.
Okay.
Because once you realize Sip, the yogi who has realized Sip, you can be in a state of Sip, and yoga yoga may be having stages. So jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, it's a stages. Whereas Sip is a state. Moment you have the anubhuti, you are one with Sip. Sip is a swarupa.
Okay, so what's the connection?
Connection is without being in yoga, you will never be able to realize Sip.
All of you are coming back. You are coming back to what Bliss told also and what Ashok Nishani told also. But I want you all to establish a connection.
Connection, basically yoga, because either you are in yoga or bhoga, and you are, as it is always understood.
Good.
Humans can only perform yoga.
Good.
Even devatas cannot do yoga. They are in the process of bhoga only. They can only do what they are supposed to do. So we cannot change.
Very good. But what's
the part of karma, you can say, because that is a part of action, doership. Yoga will always have a sense of doership. In Sip, everything goes away.
Everybody is saying, right, I'm not disputing anybody, but I want when I'm asking a question, what is the connection?
So yoga is a part of jiva, whereas Sip is Sip. Everything
what is the
Sip.
connection? What is the connection between bread and butter? The connection between bread and butter is that it is on the bread that you put the butter. And it is with the butter that you can put on the bread, that you eat the bread with the butter. So we understand the connection, bread and butter, correct?
Correct.
So I'm just saying, like we understand very clearly, what is the connection? What is the connection?
I can make a last attempt saying that Sip is that everything, like Satchitananda is. Yoga is a appearance in SIP, a faculty in a human, in a Jivatma, by which it can realize SIP and come out of this life and
What you say is correct, but the group has to get very. See, yesterday we were confused. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. We've been last 3-4 days. We've been talking about connection between Yogananda, Satchitananda. What is happiness? Which is more happiness? What comes first? What comes second? What leads to what? We have to,
correct.
and the answer
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have to.
I think you just said Yogananda, but there is something which is a higher Ananda, which is Brahmananda. So yoga is somewhere falling short of Satchidananda.
Why?
Because it's a process. If after eating is a process. If I am hungry, I have to fill my stomach. So eating is a process. So hunger I can define, satisfaction of my hunger I can define. But
Correct.
unless I
Yeah.
eat, I can't satisfy
Beautiful.
my hunger.
You're giving a very beautiful analogy, Chidanand. You know what you are trying to say, but I don't think you are saying what you know.
That's my problem. Expression is always a problem.
Do you know what? Did you hear what I said? I said
Yes.
you know what you're trying to say, but I don't think you're able to say what you're able to say what you know. This is where I think you are stuck. Let me ask Girish before going to Rajendra ji. Rajendra, you are next, but before that, Girish, whether you have got any consciousness.
Yoga is a connection or union.
Very good.
Satchitananda is an independent aspect.
Yes. So what is the connection?
Satchitananda is what is experienced.
Correct.
Yoga is what happens. Still the connection is not here.
Even yoga has experience. So you experience the union with the divine. Okay, good. But you have come one step ahead. Girish, you have come one step ahead. Rajendra Panditji, bataiye. After Rajendra, we have Bliko. Then I don't know, we have iPhone. We have Akshima Sai, somebody new. Sanjay Bell, Rumataji. Starting with Rajendra ji.
Shoham Guruji.
Show him, sir.
By practicing yoga and by being with yoga, we become thoughtless and transcendent body, mind, and ego. Then, when we become thoughtless, we remain with the divine, and that is the ultimate bliss. I think the yoga, if yoga is, we can say like, if yoga is the cause, then this Satchitananda, what we say is the effect, ultimately, is the ultimate effect of yoga, ultimate effect of this cause. Whatever means if we constantly try yoga, what my friend was saying, we remain in yoga, not in boga. That means ultimate effect of yoga will be the Satchitananda, sir.
No, I think you all are saying very, very good answers, but I'm happy. Let us see what we come. Thank you, Rajendra ji. Let us see where we come to. Bliko.
So, everybody.
Yes, Bliko.
So what I thought is and wrote first that this is a process. Yoga is a process, and Satchitananda is effect. But something beyond that. That means I give you an analogy for to explain this because words is not matching. So if Satchitananda is a river, Yogi is a swimmer. He jump inside, and that's it.
Good. You're back to what Bliss started and what Nichani said. Everybody is trying to say that it is yoga. It is through the swimming of yoga that you swim in the river of Satchitananda. Now, this is what you are trying to say. I'm putting it into words. And Bliss said it is with yoga. It is by doing yoga that you attain Satchitananda. And even Girish said something like this. And even Ashok Nichani said something like this. And Siddhanand also said that it is only after yoga that you can achieve Satchitananda. iPhone. Whose iPhone? There's no name. Mr. iPhone. Miss iPhone. Whose iPhone? Okay, I can't. Akshima. Who's Akshima Sai? Sometimes your name is not there. I don't know who's iPhone raising your hand, and no video also, no picture also. Akshima, you're new to the call. Would you like to ask a question, Akshima?
Yes. So according to me, like while after practicing yoga, we can reach the highest life state, which is the Satchitananda, and to have the unification with God, which is again the highest form, the purest form. We need to reach that. Such after practicing yoga, reaching Satchitananda will lead to the unification with the God, because we would be in the highest life state.
Okay, good. Thank you. You have come for the first time, or have you come before?
I've come for the first time. Yeah.
Okay. How did you come for this call? Thank you for joining and thank you for asking the question. How did you come on this call?
I just more curious about the karma, the concept. That's the reason. Yeah.
So please join every day at 8 o'clock is the call. And in a few minutes, we will define the answer. Okay. Thank you. You're very close. You're also very close to the subject. I mean, you are bang on the subject, but we are trying to build a connection, Akshima. Thank you. Thank you for joining, and please join us again. Sanjay Ben.
Shivoham.
Shivoham, sir.
Yoga means positive.
Okay.
Yoga means positive. Positive with the God.
Yes.
And the God give bliss. Then bliss we got Satchitananda.
Good.
Satchitananda is the ultimate stage. Is the
Yes.
samadhi. Beyond that there is nothing.
Good. 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 So what's the connection?
One is the same thing. Both bliss. Yoga
what's the connection between yoga and Satchitananda? What's the connection?
Bliss. Kripa.
Kripa. That's right. I think you've been coming on the call many days, but first day you're asking question first time, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, welcome. Thank you, thank you, Sanjay, for being on the call. And we appreciate your participating in the call every day at 8 o'clock. Thank you, Sanjay.
You are sip and we are all sip.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. हाँ जी,
कैसे होगा?
कौन बोल रहा है?
हाँ जी.
कौन बोल रहा है? कौन बोल रहा है?
मैं सिप बोल रहा हूँ.
सिप बोल रहा हूँ. नमस्कार सिप. कैसे हैं आप सिप?
बिल्कुल ठीक.
बताइए सिप जी. बताइए सिप जी, क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप?
सिप इज, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, सच्चिदानंद के बाद कोई स्टेट नहीं होती. मतलब हमने मेडिटेशन के थ्रू, योगा के थ्रू सच्चिदानंद पे हम पहुंचेंगे और वही समाधि होगी. उसके बाद कुछ
बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया. थैंक यू. बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने. अभी इसको हम शब्दों में डिफाइन करने की कोशिश करेंगे. थैंक यू संजय जी. रूमाता जी बताइए.
प्रणाम गुरुजी. शिवोहम.
शिवोहम.
गुरुजी, I think yoga is like a road which will take us to Satchidanand.
अभी कोई बोलता है कोई योगा स्विमर है एंड सच्चिदानंद रिवर है. कोई बोलता है योगा रोड है, सच्चिदानंद.
By practicing yoga, we will reach Satchidanand. We will attain that.
I'm still struggling to define it like that. I am only saying, I'm going to come back to Chidanand. Administrator, iPhone, yes, whose iPhone you want to ask a question? I'm not sure who's got to, yes, iPhone G.
Yeah, I wanted to answer this question.
Please, what's your name, please?
I am JPS Khera.
JPS? So, Bhala ji. Yeah. Prince Bhala.
So, my yoga is basically Atma Shuddhi. And Satchitananda is Atma ka Paramatma se link.
No, yoga is what?
Yoga is Atma ki Shuddhi. And Satchitananda is Atma ka Paramatma se link.
No, yoga is Atma se Paramatma ka milan. Not Satchitananda. Yoga योगी जो योग में सदा ही रहे, प्रभु के योग में रहे. Yoga is the union between Atma and Paramatma. What is Satchitananda?
Satchitananda is the actually self-actualization.
Satchitananda is the bliss that comes from self-actualization.
Okay.
When you say, my dear, I didn't get your name correctly. Were you a Prince Bhala or somebody else?
No, you can call me JPS.
JPS. Okay, JPS. So JPS, Sat Chit Anand is when there's the consciousness of Sat, which is self-realization, that leads to Ananda JPS. But what you said now is beautiful, but we are trying to define the connection between these two.
Okay.
And
okay.
it's not.
So I mean,
Ajay?
yeah. I'm new to this. This is the first session, and I found
Okay,
it
okay.
very interesting. So I
Thank
think
you. No, thank
by
you very
your
much.
grace, I'll be able to learn a lot from it.
Now, with your blessing, we are learning. Please join every day, and we're all trying to reach that destination. So please come every day at the call is at 8 o'clock, and we are trying to today get the answer. Chidanand, thank you, JPS. Administrator, please note iPhone is JPS. Chidanand.
Guruji, I just wanted to make one point.
Mhm.
Satchidananda is a Swarupa of Paramatma. The other way of defining Paramatma is Satchidananda. Means Satchidananda only is. Everything is not. Neti Neti Tattvamasi makes us realize that.
Chidanand.
So Satchidananda.
Chidanand, little bit we have to be careful. Let me explain to you. This is like saying the wave is the ocean.
Yes.
And somebody now comes and says the ocean is the wave. No, this is a little tricky, Chidanand. We cannot say like that, Chidanand. What you're saying, I hope you got the comparison, what I'm telling you. Because what happens is, no doubt, there is the connection between the wave being the ocean. Therefore, the ocean comes from the wave. But the wave is of the ocean. But the ocean is not of the wave.
Exactly. I want to make that point. Because the point, wave is Jiva. Or Jivatma. Waves and waves of samsara, all different posimom, jiva, souls, all this happen in Satchidananda.
That's okay. But right now, that's
so
what you're saying.
Connection is everything is Satchidananda. That's one per se, whole Jagat is Satchidananda. So now whatever is there, but now what is yoga? Yoga is the ability which is there in a human jiva, Manushya jiva. To attain the Satchidananda state so that he doesn't come back and gets liberated. Being a union with the yoga is a union with the divine.
Yeah.
So and that union of the divine can happen only in a human birth.
Let me take your permission. Let me take your permission to try to put it in simple words. Let me take your permission. My dear friends, what is yoga? Everybody on the call, what is yoga? Yoga is union. Anybody disagrees? The word yoga means union. Rajendra ji, very clear. We all agree. Yoga means union. Union means the SIM card has a union with the satellite. The Atma has a union with Paramatma. For a person to have yoga, a person should not be in bhoga. If the person is in bhoga, then he cannot be in yoga. A yogi tries to remain in a state of yoga. How does the yogi try to remain in a state of yoga? By going from dhyana yoga to bhakti yoga to karma yoga to jnana yoga to prema yoga. Therefore, this person is trying to be in yoga, yearning. Remember what we said, YOGA? Yoga is yearning for SIP and the divine. It is only in consciousness. It is going from one state of yoga to another and always united with SIP. This is yoga. Your yoga. You're trying to be united. You're trying to be united. You're trying to be united. You're trying not to fall in bhoga. That's why you're like a swimmer and you're trying to cross the river. That's why you are like you're on the road and the destiny. Satchitananda. What is Satchitananda? Satchitananda is the consciousness, Chit of Sat. Satchitananda, the consciousness of the truth that gives you bliss. When you reach this state, not when you are in yoga, not when you're in yoga. And that's why bliss, you are right. What you said is correct, and Chidanand, what you said is correct, but only the way to say it. When you are in Satchit Ananda, you finished your being a yogi. After finishing the yogi is after being a yogi, after transcending bhoga. You reach, somebody else also said, you reach a state, I think Chidanand said, you reach a state of anubhuti. In that state of anubhuti, in that state of experience, when you reach that anubhuti of Sat Chit, and you reach that Ananda. Somebody else, I think Sanjay Bell and even the JPS, many newcomers also are saying all this. When you reach that state of Sat Chitta or self-awareness or self-realization, and you have that bliss, when you're living in that consciousness, that is Satchitananda. And you can only experience Satchitananda when you finish yoga. In the state of yogi, the yogi may be jigyasu yogi. Anybody can be a yogi. Anybody can try to do yoga. Anybody is trying to do meditation. Anybody is trying to do silence. But when you go beyond the jigyasu yogi, you become a jivan mukta yogi, right? When you're a yogi, there is no guarantee of Satchitananda. When you're a yogi, there is no guarantee of Satchitananda because you're in yoga. But you're moving from one yoga to other yoga, adhyana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga. You're struggling to be united with the divine, but you're not yet experiencing that Satchitananda. When you're successful as a yogi, see, being in yoga does not guarantee Satchitananda. But when you're in Satchitananda, you are already a yogi. Because when you're in Satchitananda, you are Sat ke Chit mein. Sat ke chit mein jo rehta, Ananda mein rehta Satchidananda. A true yogi will experience Satchidananda, no doubt. Correct? A true yogi will experience Satchidananda after attaining that state of a yogi. You need to pass that state of yoga to be a yogi and finally reach that consciousness of bliss. So Yogananda, what we are speaking about, Yogananda is a very tiny part of Satchitananda. Yogananda, a lot of people, they are hoping to have that yoga has Ananda. I told you all yesterday also in the call, Dhyana yoga has Ananda. Bhakti yoga has Ananda, Karma yoga has Ananda, Dhyana yoga has Ananda, Jnana yoga has Ananda. Like in this call, there is Ananda. And Prema yoga has Ananda, but it is not Satchidananda. Satchitananda is when you cross Yogananda. You cross being a yogi. Suppose you are a yogi, but you fall and become a bhogi. If you're a yogi and you fall and become a yogi, where is Satchidananda? Therefore, you need to cross the state of yoga to reach that state of Satchidananda. So what is the connection between yoga and Satchidananda? In simple words, I don't know if anybody said this. I think Bliss said it in the beginning. I think Bliss told us, yoga is the way to Satchidananda. Did anybody say it in such simple words as this? I don't know who told. Has anybody used simple words like this? Yoga is the way to Satchidananda. This is the answer, my friends. Has anybody said it like this in words? Yoga is the way to Satchidananda. 6 words. Did anybody say like this? I don't know.
Yoga creates Satchitananda, no? Yoga creates Satchitananda.
No. Yoga cannot create Satchitananda. Chidananda, now did I say it? Did I say what you are trying to say, Chidananda, now?
Yeah, absolutely the same thing.
Okay. Yoga is the way. Yoga is the way to Satchidananda. What you all said, yoga is the swimmer and something. I gave so many. Bliko, aapne kya bola? Bliko, you said something like that. Bliko, what was your analogy?
So that is a process. Yoga is a process, and then effect is the Satchidananda. Same thing. When you jump into the river of ocean, you become ocean. You are not wave anymore.
Correct. So, but you understand this now. Now are we clear with the understanding, Bliko? If somebody
Clear.
says
Yoga is the way.
Girish, are you clear? Girish, now in consciousness, are you clear, Girish? Please repeat, Girish. Explain what we are saying, Girish.
I had sent a message saying yoga is a tool or instrument to attain Satchidananda.
The only problem is when we start using tool, instrument, then what happens, Girish? The mind comes in the place. The moment you start using terminologies, the mind comes. Now I'm removing all these terminologies, Girish. What are we saying, Girish? What in simple words, what are we saying, Girish?
Yoga is a way to attain Satchitananda.
That's not even attain. Yoga is a way to Satchitananda. Yoga. Bliss, this is what you told Bliss. Did you told something different or you told the same thing, Bliss? What did you say in the beginning? What did you say? Did you write down?
said it was the way in the road to reach Satchitananda.
So now it's the same thing. What you say is the same thing. Yoga is the way. Yoga, when you are in yoga, you are not in bhoga. When you're in yoga, the Atma is united with the Paramatma. To be in yoga, you move from one state of yoga to another state of yoga. You remain a yogi. You're in yoga. You're in yoga. You're in yoga. This yoga is a way for you to attain that chitta of Satta. And when you attain the chitta of Satta, the consciousness of the truth, then you experience the bliss, the anubhuti of Sat Chit Ananda. So in one simple line, yoga is the way to Satchidananda. Yes, we have got Mr. Lalit Pathak. I think he's a new gentleman is joining the call. Namaskar, welcome Lalit ji. Please ask us your question. Then
Namaskar. I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
First is that you have said several steps like Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. In going through all these steps, is it possible that through only with Bhakti Yoga we can attain the Satchidananda?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lalit ji, we have to be in yoga. Whether you are, I call them states. Somebody uses the word stages. It's not stages. Not stages. Wrong word. Okay. It is states of yoga. A state of. You can be in Dhyana Yoga. You can be sitting under the tree for 24 hours a day and attain Satchidananda. You can be like Mother Teresa and you can attain Karma Yoga. You can be Vivekananda and you can attain Jnana Yoga. You can be Namdev and you can attain Bhakti Yoga. You can attain through any state of yoga. You don't, in yoga, there is no necessity for you to have all the states of yoga. You can use any state of yoga. Therefore, I use the term, yoga is a way to Satchidananda. Therefore, Dhyana Yoga may be a way to Satchidananda. Therefore, Karma Yoga may be a way to Satchidananda. Any yoga or a combination of two yogas or a combination of three yogas. And I created a new yoga, Lalitji, called Prema Yoga. Prema Yoga is a yoga of divine love. Through Prema Yoga, through that प्रभु से प्यार करने का एक नशा है, प्रभु को प्रेम करने में ऐसा मजा है. So this Prema Yoga can lead to Satchitananda. Any yoga can. So what's your next question, Lalitji?
Next question is that as much as I know that Atma is pure and it's eternal and it's next to, then this process of Prema Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Kriya Yoga is for what? For it is. I am sure it is not for the Atma. It is for the mind.
Yes, good, beautiful question. How did you come to this call? First day you're coming or you've come before?
No, first.
How did you come on this call? Who told you about this call?
Through Facebook.
Okay, very good. So Lalitji, you are a Jeev Atma. Jeev Atma means you are a body, mind, ego, Atma. The Atma in you and the Atma in me is SOUL. Soul means spark of unique life. SOUL. आपकी आत्मा अलग है, मेरी आत्मा अलग है. दोनों, your आत्मा also, my आत्मा coming from Paramatma, going back to Paramatma. But it is in your body, your आत्मा is different. And in my body, just like the electricity in bulb is different, electricity in the TV is different. Both are coming from the main switch, but they are different electricity going to bulb and different electricity going to TV. Now, your question is, what is the necessity for all this? For who is it? Now, because of Jeev Atma thinking I am the body, I am the mind, I am the ego, because of avidya, the Jeev Atma must be in yoga. The Jeev Atma must be in yoga to overcome ignorance. When the Jeev Atma overcomes ignorance and the Jeev Atma becomes one with Paramatma, you drop the ego, you drop the ahankar. And when you drop the ahankar and the ego and the ignorance and you remain in union with the divine, you experience Satchitananda or Anubhuti or self-realization or self-awareness. Then it is the soul becoming aware, I am Paramatma, Neti Neti Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham. These are all terms to experience I am a manifestation of God. Then the story is over. Then the game is over.
Correct.
Okay, I hope it is clear.
Clear. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You do come every day, 8 o'clock is this call. Please join us whenever you can. Thank you. Who else would like to ask anything or say something, or anybody disagrees or did not understand or has any question or has anything to add? Your wisdom is most welcome. Anybody would like to say or add anything, please?
Master, I'm Vijay Kumar.
Yes, Vijay Kumar. Rajendra
Master,
next after this.
The thing is, you said again and again, you said that attainment. So the very attainment is a part of ego. Then that person may not go the way of yoga.
No. Attainment is not ego. Attainment can also be liberation. The moment you drop the ego, you attain liberation. Attainment, you're talking of attainment in the samsaric sense. You're talking of attainment in the worldly sense. Now, for example, Vijay Kumar, in the worldly sense, desire is bad, correct? But in the spiritual sense, desire for God is not bad.
That is also ultimate. That may be ultimate desire. When we drop that ultimate desire only, we can go. We can reach that. That is also ultimate. One of the desire.
But that desire is not bad.
When we go beyond that, then only.
My dear Vijay Kumar, desire for God is not bad. Attainment of enlightenment is not attachment. It is liberation. So let us differentiate between the two. Okay? Thank you. Rajendra ji, thank you, Vijay Kumar. Thank you. Rajendra ji.
Sir, I have a thought coming in my mind that at the state of Satchitananda, can we say that neither the yogi nor the yoga will remain there? All is finished.
Beautiful. You are a real seeker. You are a real jigyasu, and you realize the answer. No, let me. Now look at the beautiful thing. Let's look at the beautiful thing Rajendra is saying. Rajendra is saying, and Chidanand also said something similar like this. Chidanand. So Rajendra is saying, now once you reach a state of Satchidananda, then where is the yoga or where is the yogi? The answer Rajendra knows, and I'm only putting it in words. The moment you are in Satchitananda, there is no duality. There is no you and me, Rajendra. There is no yogi and bhogi. There is no more. No, Rajendra ka sab kuch Satchidanand. Ye leela hai maya, kuch bhi sach to na. Natak ye Prabhu ka hai ek khwab jaisa. It's just like Rajendra. When you wake up in the dream, I borrowed 10 lakh rupees from you. And you wake up from the dream, are you going to come and ask me, hello, 10 lakh rupees kidhar hai you borrowed in the dream? No, you will not come and ask me because you have awakened from the dream. You came to know it's just a dream and you laugh because you say, in this dream, it's only a dream. There's no 10 lakh rupees. There is no yoga. There is no yogi. There is nothing. Therefore, yoga is the way to Satchidananda. Satchidananda, what Chidananda said, Satchidananda Swarup, only Chidananda said something very deep. He said in Satchidananda, not I become God, but God becomes me. No, God doesn't become me. I become God. God cannot become me. God is always me. God does not have to become me. I become God. But in this group, there's such an advanced wisdom. Now, Rajendra ji coming and asking this question sweeps me off. Sometimes Chidanand says something and I go doing wrong. Bliko has been giving questions for this session, which takes me to some other realm. So we all are in this journey. And many of you still tell me, I got a thought. And I start laughing. What is the thought? No. You see, you need to say, I got a realization. Don't say I got a thought. Because a thought is just a product of the mind. Say, I got this flash. I got a flash of inspiration. I got a realization. I got an intellectual spark. Say things like this. This will indicate where you are. Okay, we have to close, but quickly. Lalitji, you want to say something, Lalitji? We have to close in 1 minute.
Sure. As you say that if Atma knows that is due to ignorance, we are not experiencing spiritual or God. But you said, and I have read in Gita also, now the mind knows. The mind knows that Atma is in, you can say, ignorance, that it is the body or thing. Now, when I knew the truth, then it should be removed. What is there remains to be done?
You're saying so many words. No, Lalitji, you need to be on this call for a few days to get the terms clear. You say the Atma is in ignorance. Atma cannot be in ignorance. Atma is Paramatma. Atma is never in ignorance. The mind and ego, the subtle body, the Sukshma Sharir in us, that is ignorant. I think I am Lalit. No, I am not Lalit. Lalit is just my name. I am not even this body. This body will die. I am the Atma. I am the Paramatma. So you please join on the call every day for a few days. Then there will be clarity in all the subjects. Rekha, thank you for your keen interest. Rekha Parwani, Maru Mataji, quickly. Yes, boliye.
Shivo Amer.
Sure.
Even when a person reaches Satchitananda,
yeah,
can they slip back?
Yeah. Because when you are in Satchit Anand, the moment the man comes in, you get man mithya dukha. The person, that's why you continue to remain a yogi. Even Rajendra ji said, and what happened, that yoga has gone. Yeah, as long as you're in Satchitananda, Rajendra ji and Rekha, as long as you're in that state of Satchitananda, there is no problem. But what if you slip? What if you lose that chitta? What if you lose the sat chitta? Then you slip from a yogi to become a bhogi. The moment you lose Satchidananda, gone. Anybody can go. That's why it's taught that in our scriptures, the highest of yogis have fallen. Highest of yogis. Therefore, my Guruji used to always tell me, till your last breath, be alert, be alert, be alert, be alert. Till your last breath, don't sleep. You will weep if you sleep. Thank you, Rekha. Last point. Rumataji, jaldi boliye.
Pranam Guruji. Guruji, yoga is a way to Satchitanand, but metamorphosis is necessary.
Now, when there is a metamorphosis, Mataji, when there's a metamorphosis, then the chance to lose what they're just now speaking, chance to lose Satchidanand is very little. Who asked? Rekha Parmani, did you get? Rumataji gave the answer. I did not give the answer. I did not get the answer. Rumataji gave the answer. Once there is the metamorphosis, then there can be no. The caterpillar becomes a butterfly. The butterfly cannot become back into caterpillar. But until we reach that state of metamorphosis, that is a symbolic state, the caterpillar and the butterfly. But we are bhogis. We have an element of bhoga in us. And the moment that bhoga overtakes our yoga, we are finished. My dear friends, all the newcomers, tomorrow, Friday, we have a talk at 7:30 on Fridays and Ask AiR at 8. Thank you, all of you, for your blessings and your beautiful participation. I look forward to your presence with folded hands. I bow down to you.